talk about it, get his thoughts on it from Fox 45. Joining us as he does periodically, and it's always great to have him on. He's a Baltimore kid. He's AJ Gersh. AJ, what's up?
I prefer in the hunt, Bob and Vinny, than outside of the playoff picture. I think that's a little bit more pleasant, right?
Now, I'm not going for pleasant today, AJ Gersh. We're looking at reality right now.
No pleasantries. No pleasantries on this Monday morning, guys.
Where do you stand in the world of blaming refs, umpires, etc.? Because I'll lambaste them in a minute because they do have an impact on the outcome of a game. Just ask Oriole fans, Richie Garcia, Yankee Stadium, Game 1 ALCS, case in point. Yesterday, a lot of controversy surrounding some calls. So first, two-parter, is it fair to criticize and blame them for outcomes? Or is it just, well, you've kind of dug your own hole and 60 minutes dictates exactly what the outcome will be?
Well, obviously the answer is somewhere a little in the middle there, Bob. But I will lambaste officials. I will tell them that they screwed this one up if they screwed it up. And yesterday they screwed it up. I mean, I was talking with my guy Mike Preston after the game. I know he gives out report cards in the Baltimore Sun. And I said, do you ever give out a report card for refs? And he goes, no, I normally don't do that, but they got an F, man. And I'm like, yeah, they got an F. It was just absurd, especially, and John Harbaugh pointed it out post-game. The two calls that went against the Ravens that really turned the tide of the game were oxymoronic calls. The catch for Aaron Rodgers that they called a catch instead of an interception for Teddy Buchanan, they said that he had possession of the ball or they called it down by contact instead of him having full possession going to the ground. And then you got a receiver who takes two steps, and they say that he's not in the end zone due to contact, that they needed a third step to prove that he had possession as he was completing the football move or whatever they want to say. It's just ridiculous that all the nuances of football moves and what is a catch and what isn't a catch, when in reality, when a guy is toe tapping 1-2 on the sideline, if he has the ball in his hand secured, caught for 0.2 of a second, that's a touchdown. And it was a touchdown yesterday as well. So, yeah, I'm a little upset at the calls made, and they did impact the game. Now, was it 20-9 at one point? Yeah, of course. The Ravens dug themselves that 11-point deficit, but they came back and made it 29-27 and were unfairly stripped of a win, in my opinion.
And, AJ, the other one, the Travis Jones play was even worse because he actually did nothing, and that was a 4-point swing. So otherwise, even with the likely play, they could have kicked a field goal and taken a lead. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so there really were three calls that went against the Ravens that seriously impacted this game. And all of us, including your guys, I was shooting looks at Tim Barbalay, Ken Wyman, and Cordell, who were sitting next to me up in the press box the whole time. We were going, what is going on here? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Because whatever we're watching, that's not football that we know it. And, AJ, the thing is, and I told Bob at the beginning of the show, and I watched Harbs' post-game, because if I'd have been Bisciotti, I said, John, go ahead. I'll pay the fine. Go ahead and rip him. That's what I was hoping for, that John would just go off on him. And, hey, Bisciotti writes the check for $100,000 or whatever it is. Right.
Well, I mean, you could tell that he wanted to. Every single guy that we talked to in the locker room after the game, you could tell that they wanted to. Some were a little bit more outspoken than others. I think everyone had the opinion that, that was a touchdown. Yeah, the call on Travis Jones was awful. The interception overturned into Aaron Rodgers to Aaron Rodgers catch was awful. And some of them didn't shy away from saying it. Lamar didn't shy away. Henry likely was a little bit more critical, which I actually respected, that he got out there and got ahead of it. Now 2 weeks in a row of having drops in crucial moments. But yeah, the guys in the locker room wanted to go off on the refs. I wouldn't have blamed them if they did, But you know how it is, the business of the NFL, and nobody wants to get fined. But yeah, it would have been nice if Bisciotti got on the phone and said, "Hey guys, I really don't care. That was ridiculous. Say what you want."
No doubt about it. Now, since you were down in the locker room, what was kind of the attitude of the players now that they're behind Pittsburgh and 6-7? What is their mind frame now?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lamar Jackson, first and foremost, I've never seen him more despondent. and I've been in the locker room after playoff losses. It was interesting to see him, hanging out of his locker, head down, talking to Harbaugh, talking to Henry. And then, when he took his questions in the locker room, which normally he's at the podium, but he was kind of gathering his thoughts in the locker room for such an extended period of time that we all just kind of went in there and waited for him. And he was kind of torn apart because you could tell that he doesn't believe this is a bad football team. He doesn't believe that this is a team in December that has a losing record. But, the matter of fact is, we're here. The Ravens are 6-7. It's December 8th, and they're a losing football team. They're behind in the division, in the weakest division in football in 2025. And, although guys like Lamar, guys like Derrick Henry, like Roquan Smith, Linderbaum, who we talked to, all say, yeah, we got 4 more games. If we win out, then we go to the playoffs, which is a true statement. Don't get me wrong, it is. But you're playing the Packers, the Patriots, the Bengals, and the Steelers in those 4 games. So that's going to be a challenge for a team that struggles to win, just some games against the Jets, right? But they do believe that they could still do it. Is that belief coming from a place of la-la land, or is it coming from a place of truth? I don't know.
AJ Gersh, Fox 45. AJ, of course, he's keeping it positive. They're in the hunt. I'm going with her on the outside looking in. Either way, it's appropriate. AJ, appreciate the time as always. Have fun with John Harbaugh later today.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks,
Have
AJ.
a good week full of talking points.
You got that right. Hey, no shortage of those. We'll come back, say hi to Nolan McGraw, take your phone calls, 410-583-1057. News from the Nest coming up top of the hour. Buy or sell. Where's the early week? 3 weeks from Christmas kind of money.
All I know is when Nolan was here, Nolan, tell him, was green all week, right?
Nothing but up.
Man, I didn't even look at my portfolio at all.
Guess what it is so far
Is
today.
it really? Oh, boy. Buy or sell 12:15. And then Jeffrey Chadilla, NFL.com, NFL Network, talking about the Chiefs already eliminated from winning their division. If they get in, it's going to have to be as a wild card.
Ravens.
Lamar Jackson is gone.
Terps.
Raised with the hammer.
And O's.